So I know that Joey, out of the three of us, is the only one with tattoos.
Yes.
And you did one of Joey's.
I did, yeah, indeed, last year.
I personally have always felt like I can't see myself having a tattoo, but whenever I see anyone else, I'm like, that looks so cool.
Sure.
But I'm really fascinated to learn more about it, the history of it, because I know you've been doing it in Japan for a while as well.
Yeah, for a minute.
So I imagine that it'd be nice to hear some of your stories as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do we kick this all off? I mean, tell us about yourself and how you got into it.
Man, like, it's kind of hard to know where to start because I've been here for so long.
Yeah, how long have you been in Japan for now?
God, can I swear on this show?
Of course. You say whatever you want.
Yes.
Okay. I've been in Japan for like 24 years now.
Whoa.
So for a minute. And then I visited a couple times before I came to live here, but like I think 2001, I think, is like the year I came to
Damn.
live here. Yeah.
Well, you look so young.
No, why, thank you.
I thought that you were like
Before the internet eviscerates me.
I think you're like same age as me.
Oh my God. No, dude. I'm moving from Unk into G.
Wait, I didn't know there was a level beyond Unk.
I didn't know that.
There is. I'm the Unk gatekeeper.
Oh my God.
Okay.
The ultra unk.
24 years though. Holy shit.
24 years. Yeah. And then tattooing for about 22 of those.
In Japan for 22.
Yeah. So I didn't tattoo in the United States. I only tattooed in Japan. So I didn't even get into tattooing until I came here.
Damn. How the hell did you get into Japan? Because Japan notoriously is quite a hard place to get into doing tattooing.
I feel especially back then as well.
Yeah.
Definitely not a straight line. Definitely not a straight line. Like, again, this is back when dinosaurs ruled the earth. Like I was like 20. So at first I was like, I just want to go to Japan. I just want to see what it's like.
Yeah.
Remember like in those days too, that you didn't really have like YouTube at your fingertips to like, or
Research.
TikTok videos to like, to tell you like what it's like to even go to a foreign country, let alone like what the customs are.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
anime was way more niche back then.
Yeah.
And so like, I want to just go and like get that experience. And I'd been studying Japanese and I'm like, I don't even care. I just want to go and like check it out. Maybe I'll try to teach English for like half a year. And then it's been like 25 years.
So how did you initially, like what job did you have when you initially came to Japan?
My first job was English teaching.
English
I was
teaching,
I was an ALT on the JET program.
Right.
So,
Some
when
things never change.
Yeah.
The dinosaurs, when they had their first English dinosaur that came over.
Yeah, I keep waiting for them to send me that letter for one of those like JET conferences. Like, where are they now? Like,
They should
what
do
can
that.
JET do?
I feel like that's like half the appeal because people want it as a gateway, right? They want to have it as a jumping off.
Totally.
I'm sure the moment I left JET, they were like, thank God he's gone.
What a pariah. He's tattooing people now.
My goodness.
So you did the JET thing for how long? Like the first year or two, I guess?
So I did it for 2 years, and I was gonna do it for like only one, and then I renewed, and then like kind of after I renewed, I'm like, okay, like I think I'm kind of ready to move on from this. But
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
also too, like I was stationed on a a small island in Kagoshima.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
which, islands are awesome.
Yeah.
Well, some islands, not other islands. Like, the islands of Kagoshima are super awesome.
Right.
And, but when you're, like in your very early 20s, you can only look at so many palm trees and drink so much shochu before you're like, okay, like I think I want to
Do something else. Yeah.
live in the city, do some other things. Like
sure.
the youngest person on your island is like 88 years old.
Yeah.
Not quite.
Not quite the 20s life.
Yeah, not exactly what I'd imagined. So at that time I had started, because like every weekend, like it would be like Friday at 3:00 and I would be hitting the ground running to get like into a city.
Yeah,
Right.
right.
And I wouldn't be coming back until like Monday before class.
Right.
So I
right.
do like that, like
Oh, like you go into Kagoshima City.
I would go kind of like wherever I could go from there. So Kagoshima City was the easiest because it was like a 3-hour drive.
Right.
But we would go up to like Kumamoto and Fukuoka.
What was the island name that you were?
It was Nagashima. So it's a small island that's actually between Amakusa, which is Nagasaki, and the rest of Kagoshima proper.
Right, right.
Mhm.
So yeah, it's a little tiny island. Yeah, it translates to Long Island, but it's very different.
Pull up a map of where it is as well, just so we can get a little.
Is it where Nagashima Spa Rando is? Or is that somewhere else?
I don't think so. Although there was a couple of really famous Goemon Budo.
Yeah, right. Yeah, where is this one?
Yeah.
Where is it? It's not even showing up on
Even
Google.
Google Maps is like, where do I find
If
this
you
place?
search that
You're like
area.
almost there, dude. Like Amakusa is at the bottom there. Go down. Yep.
Oh, there it is.
Oh, there it is. Okay.
Find it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, right. Nagashima Island,
That
is it?
does not look.
That
like
looks
it.
too small.
That does
Yeah.
not
Yeah,
look
that
like
was
looks like a
tiny.
foot.
That's the wrong. Dude.
Oh,
It's
down
some-
below.
I'm pinching and
Amakusa.
zooming.
Oh, I see it right at the
Yes.
bottom there.
Ah,
There it is. There it is. No, I see.
Could you drive onto this island from?
So they built a bridge eventually. Yeah. So
that wasn't there when you were there?
they had like just finished it, I think.
That's a crazy flex. There was no bridges when I was there.
Oh my goodness, dude. No, it was the talk of the island, let me tell you. They built a convenience store. They built a Lawson's 45 minutes away, like on the mainland, and people were just like ecstatic.
I cycled when I did one. I do cyclothons where I cycle around Japan, and I did one around Kyushu, and we went through Izumi.
Yep.
And I remember Izumi was like famous for they had their local thing, or they had this museum that they in very early times Japan. They got their smartest kids and sent them off to like America. Like they gathered the smartest kids
from Izumi,
from like all of like the local areas and sent them off. And then this museum was really interesting because it was like Ian was telling me about it. That apparently all the kids went on to do like exceptional things,
right?
In America,
but
very early on they sent before there was any kind of real communication between them.
I don't recall meeting any of those kids.
But I thought it was really interesting. Sorry, but that's so cool though. That's wow.
Well, then they built the Shinkansen when I was there, so they were still building the tracks, and me wanting to get kind of farther away on my weekends. I'm like, please God, finish these, finish the Kagoshima Shinkansen. But it was a big deal when they opened it. They opened Kagoshima Station, and everybody was all happy. And they retired some of the old trains, and then like all the train guys are out there with their cameras like crying. I like in solidarity, I bought one of the models. The train I used to ride and stuff.
Dude, hell yeah!
But yeah, we would try to kind of get out of there pretty much every weekend and go check things out. And then once in a while, I'd get up to like Osaka or Tokyo on a special occasion, and that's when I started meeting like some Japanese tattooers, and getting to know kind of more about their world and stuff like that. Because when I was on the jet thing, it was fun for what it was when I was doing it. But like, I think really realistically, like 3 or 4 months into it, I was like, okay, well, what is going to come next for me? Like when this is over. And that was kind of when the compass needles sort of started pointing to tattooing, because I would it was such a contrast to the Japan that you read about in textbooks. Remember, again, for context, like there's no YouTube to tell you like what Japan is like.
Yeah, for sure.
There's a couple like web pages or
forums.
There's a new thing called a blog. Oh my God. Anyway, yeah. So there'd be these like little hints you would get at it, but then there's this idea that Japan was very straight laced, that it was just these salarymen walking around bumping into stuff, and it was like Godzilla, and like that was kind of it. And so when you actually came over here and like started meeting like these tattooers and like going to shows and things like that, it was like this side of Japan that was like so wild, and like coming from the United States, I had no idea that Japan had things like that. So I was like, oh wow, this is so cool. Like I'm hanging out at like these punk shows, I'm going to these tattoo shops, like look at me, I'm so cool, I have these cool friends in Japan. I was 20, right? But that was kind of when I would see people like doing their art, and they weren't doing like graphic design or commercial art. They were doing art that they liked for people that they liked. They were getting paid for it. And I was like, wow, like this is the life for me. Somehow. So that's when I started kind of making my plans to ask for an apprenticeship.
Right.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's crazy.
Sorry, I think your mic needs to be a little bit closer.
A little bit closer.
Yes.
This is so...
It's got to be very close.
It's got to be in your face.
Okay.
Because it's like...
So what was the process of getting like an internship or like an apprenticeship for a tattoo? And was there a visa or something for that at the time? Or was it a bit of finagling? You're like... Yeah, we'll figure it.
Finagling is a good word.
Finagling is a good word. Look, the visa categories are broad, they can be applied in many different ways.
They have. And like things were a little, I keep saying this. I'm just going to stop. I'm going to say it one last time.
It's 20 years ago. It's fine.
Yeah,
it was
a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
Yes.
Yeah, the immigration process was a bit different. It was more like human to human, I feel like. There was also like less people trying to get into Japan.
Yes.
At that time. So you would just walk up and talk to a person, then they'd be like, well, you look okay, whatever,
Yeah,
right. Usually the process of getting an apprenticeship is like you find artists that you like and you start hanging out with them or getting tattooed by them. And like eventually, you get up the courage to put together some of your, drawings, no matter how terrible they are. You bring them in, you're like, I'm really interested in doing this. Would you be interested in teaching me? At least that's traditionally how like apprenticeships went. I mean, I think again, the internet has really changed this whole dynamic, of course, but that's kind of how it was. And so then there's a difference sort of between what like an American would think of as like a tattoo apprenticeship versus like how Japan would treat a deshi shisho, a master and apprentice relationship.
Right.
So there were some cultural differences that I was like not prepared for.
Yeah, right.
I did not know. Like,
Okay.
I didn't realize, like, remember in like Spirited Away, where they're like, here's your new outfit, start scrubbing them floors. And she's like, when can I go home? And they're like, your parents are pigs, you can't leave. And you're like, oh. I was not as cute as Chihiro, but it was like something like
Probably weren't ready for like all the other work you had to do.
No. I mean, there was not quite literal poop demons, but it was close enough. Yeah, like there was.
Jesus.
I mean, someone's got to help, right?
Yeah,
goodness,
someone's got to do it.
No, yeah, exactly. And back in those days, I mean, there's like a lot of mopping of floors, a lot of doing chores, a lot of like running by my tobacco. Right.
Yeah.
This is very Showa.
Yeah, really is,
So
that's funny.
Yeah.
So you were doing that apprenticeship for how long until you finally started to kind of able to start doing it yourself?
So with apprenticeships in Japan, you're still kind of always considered an apprentice to your shisho. Like that relationship is like
Never changes.
it's just always understood.
Yeah,
So,
right.
but like, there's a period where, of course, like you start working, you start earning money, you start, paying some of that money back. And I think in my case, so I worked in that studio for about 10 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's, I think, pretty typical. I think it was even typical of people older than me, if you can imagine such a thing.
Wow.
People older than me, like doing it. Yeah, no, it's true. But like for like 20 years, right?
Right.
Wow.
I mean, really, like paying back all that skill that you got. So there's this idea that of course they're not paying you to be there either. So it's really like scraping by until you can finally start to get clients and pull yourself
So
up.
did you know how to draw before you started the apprenticeship, or did you kind of learn on the job?
I would say I liked to draw. I wouldn't say I knew how. I mean, just like a little kid doesn't really like know. They know implicitly sort of how to draw, like that they like doing it. And so I always kept sketchbooks. It was always just like something I enjoyed doing ever since I was like very little. It's like drawing's one of my first like memories.
Yeah.
So, but then once you kind of get into a world where you're like ostensibly going to do this for a living, right?
Yeah.
Then you start inevitably comparing yourself to other people and seeing people who are in your industry and like how good they really are. And so I think, like when I walked in, I'm like, yeah, man, I'm going to kill it. I'm going to take over this town. Just give me like 3 weeks. And then, I'm like weeping in an alley, nibbling on a discarded rice ball. Like,
God damn.
So why tattooing and not any other kind of art form?
I think just kind of going back to what we were talking about before, it was seeing the types of things that people were drawing, right? So I did try when I was still in the United States to get into graphic design. This is kind of when during the first .com boom was going on.
Right.
And so no one had like degrees in anything, but people were desperate to hire, like, can you program HTML? Right. There was a lot of that. So I was like, and like, you'd grab a book and figure it out. And then like, now they call it like UI UX design, but back then it was just like, a web designer, right? Or whatever, making little 3D buttons for web pages and stuff. So like, that's where I kind of started off doing it. And like, it was like fun enough. But then it was like, am I going to like lock into this? Is this going to be like,
This is my future.
is this my future? The movie Office Space had just come out. I mean, it was kind of, I had this thing where like, I've never even been to Japan. I've never even left the United States except for Canada. And so it was like, all right, like I've got to make a change here. And so it was kind of like a series of steps, but just to answer your question, it was when you'd go into the studio and then you would see, not only were people drawing like stuff that was cool, like skulls and snakes and like
There's a vibe,
beautiful ladies, things like that, right? And then you'd see that tattoo flash up on the wall, and then you'd see people walking around with it, and then you'd go hang out with those people at like shows and go get drunk afterwards, and then it was like, wow, like this is the life. This is so cool. So it was like extremely attractive at the time.
Yeah. So like, as someone who doesn't know much about tattoos, how do you even go about learning? Since you started off with like graphic design kind of, but how do you even go about learning enough, skills and confidence to start tattooing yourself?
Oh man. Like, I mean, so like everything, you break it into pieces and it comes in like little steps. So there is the component of drawing, then there's like the technical component of tattooing. And then there's this entire other component that no one really thinks about until you're in it, which is like human relations that you are sitting in front of. It's not a canvas. Right. It's a human being. It's another person. And you're doing something that's going to be on that person's body for life. It's going to, change them, not to over dramatize it.
Though, right?
But it's permanent. So, or for all intents and purposes, it's permanent.
Yeah.
So like you have to sharpen all three of those really. And it helps if you like already like to draw, but then being able to draw something on a flat piece of paper is very different to like matching.
Yes.
Yes.
It's not just like slapping a sticker on.
Yes.
So
It's like signing someone's t-shirt while they're wearing it. It's
Yeah.
impossible to like, you suddenly look
It
drunk.
keeps moving around.
yeah, and then like it goes,
yeah.
which, you know, a tattoo machine is also going, so you have to, be able to kind of control that on something with the consistency of jelly in 3D.
Yeah, it's like fighting back.
the person is, it depends on the person too. Like some people they can just sit there like totally stoic, like rocks. And then some people they're like writhing.
Yeah.
Right. And then so you have to kind of get into a little bit of like a coaching mode.
Yeah, you're a therapist, you're an artist.
A little bit.
You're doing all of it.
Yeah. So, you know, most people though, like, I mean, they're there in the chair to like, get the thing done. And so you just have to kind of like walk them the rest of the way. So some people are like, they're just like, whatever, you know, it's not a big deal at all. And then other people, it's a bit more of a challenge.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.